Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome University of Wisconsin chemistry professor and president-elect of the American Chemical Society, Bassam Shakashiri.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Madison, and welcome to the 2011 Science Olympiad. Are you having a good time so far? Do you like Madison? What does my t-shirt say? Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to split into 3 groups. The group on my far left over there, the group in the middle, and the group on my right. And we're going to take turns saying science is fun. We start over there. Louder. We are very happy to have you with us, and I know you're going to have a very good time. You're already having a very good time. And I want to tell you that science is very important in our daily life. You know that. You are the future, and you are going to excel if you put your mind to it. Science advances by collaboration. I know you're competing with each other, but I also know that as team members, you are collaborating with each other. And I also know that you are very well focused on making observations and communicating with each other very well. So, we're going to do a couple of quick experiments right here. What do you see between my 2 hands here? You see some cylinders, and they have colored liquids in them. You can tell what the colors are. And what I'm going to do is take a very cold solid. It's called dry ice. Dry ice is solid carbon dioxide. I take the carbon dioxide, which changes from being a solid to a gas directly without melting by a process sublimation. Can you say sublimation? Hey, sublimation is happening right now where we can't see it because carbon dioxide gas is invisible. So solid carbon dioxide is at minus 78 degrees Celsius. It's very cold. That's why I protect my hands from frostbite by using those gloves. So watch carefully what happens when I take the dry ice and I drop it into the cylinders. Did I put the dry ice in every cylinder? In every other cylinder, right? Lots of interesting things are happening. And you can see bubbles. Those are carbon dioxide bubbles coming from the sublimation of the dry ice. And you can begin to see maybe that there is a slight color change right over here. You also see something coming off the top there. That is a mist. It's fog. It's condensed water vapor. And of course, the draft in the cold center is turning it, pushing it this way. You see any other changes here? There are lots of changes. I'm told that the brain receives about 11 million bits of information every second. So what we have to do is be focused and try to be very, very attentive so that we can learn as much as we can from what's going on. Now I'm going to take this dishpan. It's empty except for, what's in it? Air. Air is also invisible. I'm going to use my gloves, pick up some boiling water, and put it in the dishpan. What do you see coming off the top? Steam is invisible. You can't see steam. What you see is condensed water vapor. The hot water vapor hits the cold air, and it condenses. And I'm going to take the bucket of dry ice. I'm going to add the dry ice on top of this boiling water, just like that. I'm still here. So, what we just did is make fog. And this is how they make fog in the movies. By the way, I want you to know carbon dioxide is a very important gas. It is also a greenhouse gas. And I want all of you to be thinking about greenhouse gases and learning more about their properties and their effect on our environment. Greenhouse gases are good for us. If it weren't for greenhouse gases, the surface of the planet that we live on will be as cold as the surface of Mars. But too much of carbon dioxide is not good for us, and that's what we have to keep an eye on. So, once again, welcome to Madison, welcome to the national tournament, and I will see you a little bit later. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please provide a warm welcome for this year's Masters of Ceremonies, Larry Mueller and Janan Yasseri.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 27th Annual National Science Olympiad Tournament. We bring you tonight's festivities from our great campus, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We welcome all who are attending here at the Coil Center tonight, as well as many, many others who are watching across our country on the World Wide Web. I can't tell you what an honor it is to be part of this program celebrating the creative and the scientific achievements of youth across our country. Welcome all. The University of Wisconsin is thrilled to have the top Science Olympiad teams from across our nation on our campus for this historic event. So many people have contributed to this event being so successful, and we extend thanks to all of our sponsors, our countless volunteers, the organizers, event supervisors, state directors, team coaches, competitors, and spectators, all of you for being here. Our goal is to make this an awesome experience for you. Are you having fun yet?
A few years ago, I had the opportunity to prepare the Write It, Do It contest as part of the Wisconsin Science Olympiad, and I was very impressed with our state's young scientists. Now it's a real honor to be part of the opening and closing ceremonies for the National Science Olympiad, and to be here with the budding scientists, you who will keep the U.S. a leader in science, in technology, engineering, and math.
We have so much as part of our program this evening, but first on our agenda is the Parade of States. I'm going to introduce the Division B teams, which are middle and junior high school participants. And Larry will introduce the Division C teams, which are high school participants. Now, there are over 140 teams competing from both divisions. Those states with the most teams competing may have up to 4 middle and high school teams participating. Teams are made up of 15 competitors and must compete in a minimum of 23 science, technology, engineering, and math events. Competitions will take place throughout the day tomorrow and will be followed by the awards ceremony tomorrow night.
I would like for each state team sitting on the floor to make certain that you save a space on the outside of a row for members from your team in the Parade of States. A panel of state directors will judge team performance in the parade as part of the Spirit Award that'll be handed out at tomorrow night's closing ceremonies. They will be looking for how well students represent their state tonight. Supervisors at the competitive events tomorrow will also be judging students' participation. We have lots of teams in this parade tonight, so let's get started.
We begin with the state of Alabama, Auburn Middle School.
From Alabama, Randolph High School.
Also from Alabama, Our Lady of the Valley School.
From Alaska, Matsu Career and Technical High School.
From Alaska, Treeland Middle School.
From Arizona, Catalina Foothills High School.
From Arizona, our Mother of Sorrows Catholic School.
From Arkansas, Nettleton High School.
Also from Arkansas, Lisa Academy.
From California, Mira Loma High School.
Also from California, Winston Churchill Middle School.
And from California, Troy High School.
Muscatel Middle School.
And from Colorado, Cheyenne Mountain High School.
And Colorado's Preston Middle School.
From Connecticut, Hopkins School.
And also from Connecticut, Timothy Edwards Middle School.
From the state of Delaware, Charter School of Wilmington.
And H.B. DuPont Middle School from Delaware. From the state of Florida, Arcademian Middle Conservatory.
From Florida, Boca Raton Community High School.
Orlando Science.
From Brookwood High School in Georgia.
Also from Georgia, J.C. Booth Middle School.
Also from Georgia, Gwinnett School of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
and Holy Innocents Episcopal School of Georgia.
From Hawaii, Lolani School.
And also from Hawaii, Maui Preparatory Academy.
From Idaho, Bishop Kelly High School.
And also from Idaho, Treasure Valley Math and Science Center.
From Illinois, New Trier Township High School.
Daniel Wright Junior High School from Illinois.
From Illinois, Adelaide E. Stevenson High School.
Also from Illinois, Marie Murphy Junior High School.
From Indiana, Northridge High School.
Also from Indiana, Thomas Jefferson Middle School.
From Indiana, Bloomington High School.
And also from Indiana, Stanley Clark School.
From Iowa, Ames High School.
And also from Iowa, Mount Vernon Middle School. From the state of Kansas, California Trail Middle School.
From Kansas, Olathe East High School.
St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic.
From Kentucky, DuPont Manual High School.
And also from Kentucky, Russell Independent Middle School.
From Louisiana, Baton Rouge Magnet High School.
Also from Louisiana, St. John Birchman's Cathedral Catholic.
And from Maine, Mount Ararat High School.
And also from the state of Maine, Troy Howard Middle School.
From Maryland, Walter Johnson High School.
North Bethesda Middle School of Maryland.
From Massachusetts, Acton Boxrow Regional High School.
And A.W. Coolidge Middle School of Massachusetts.
And from Michigan, Grand Haven High School.
Also from Michigan,
From Michigan, West Ottawa High School.
And also from Michigan, White Pines Middle School.
From North Dakota, Bowman County High School.
And from Minnesota, Henwood Trail Middle School.
From Ohio, Centerville High School.
From Mississippi, Oxford Middle School.
From Ohio, Solon High School. Oh. From Oregon, St. Mary's Academy.
From Missouri, Ladue Middle School. Do you have friends from Minnesota over there, Larry?
From Pennsylvania,
I'm calling from Missouri, Pembroke Hill Middle School. And from Montana, Corvallis Middle School. From the great state of Nebraska, Mission Middle School.
from Missouri, Pembroke High School.
And from Nevada, Hyde Park Middle School.
From Montana, Helena High School.
And from New Jersey, Community Middle School.
From Nebraska, Lincoln Southwest High School.
And from
Lincoln.
And from New Mexico, Albuquerque area homeschoolers.
From Nevada, Clark High School. And from New Hampshire, Merrimack High School. There's Merrimack.
From the great state of New York, Eagle Hill Middle School.
From New Jersey, West Windsor, Plainsboro High School South.
And from New York again, Paul Galinas Junior High School.
From New Mexico, Albuquerque Academy.
And from the state from North Carolina, Ardendale Thoreau Academy.
From New York, Fayetteville, Manlius High School.
And from North Carolina, Piedmont Middle School.
From New York, Ward Melville High School.
From North Dakota, Rocher Middle School.
From North Carolina, Raleigh Charter High School. And from North Dakota, Bismarck High School.
From Ohio, Solon Middle School.
From North Carolina, North Carolina School of Science and Math.
From Ohio, Metzig Middle School.
From North Carolina, Raleigh Charter High School and Bismarck High School. From North Dakota,
From the state of Oregon, Caitlin Gable.
from North Dakota, Bowman County High School.
And from the state of Pennsylvania, Strathaven Middle School.
From Ohio, Centerville High School.
From Pennsylvania, Shady Side Academy.
From Ohio, Solon High School.
And from Rhode Island, Wickford Middle School.
From Oregon, St. Mary's Academy.
From South Carolina, Bell Street Middle School.
From Pennsylvania, Harriton High School.
And from South Dakota, Yankton Middle School.
From Pennsylvania, Pencrest High School.
And from Tennessee, Friendship Christian School.
From Rhode Island, Barrington High School. From South Carolina, Clinton High School.
And from Texas, Beckendorf Junior High School.
And also from South Dakota, Yankton High School.
From Utah, Fairfield Junior High School.
From Tennessee, Montgomery Bell Academy.
And from Virginia, Gilner Middle School.
From Texas, Liberal Arts and Science Academy.
From Washington, Excel Homeschoolers.
From Texas, Seven Lakes High School.
And from Wyoming, McCormick Junior High School.
From Utah, Leyden High School. From Virginia, Fairfax High School. From Washington, Camas High School. From Wyoming, Central High School.
And the last teams that we'll be announcing are from our host state, the great state of Wisconsin. When these teams are announced, we would ask that they come up and join us and stay on stage. They include Hamilton Middle School from Wisconsin. And Menominee High School from Wisconsin.
No Olympiad event would be complete without honoring our great nation, and I would now like to call on the U.S. Air Force ROTC Color Guard Detachment 925 under the command of Cadet Luis Tenebruso. Audience, please rise. We have 3 other schools that were here and not mentioned. I want to mention Ladue High School in St. Louis, Missouri. Eastview High School in Minnesota, and Mounds View High School in Minnesota. At this time, I would like to introduce a message for us from Dr. John Holdren. Dr. Holdren is the advisor to the President of Science and Technology and Director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, and he has a message that he would like to share with you.
Hi, I'm John Holdren, President Obama's Science and Technology Advisor. I bring greetings and congratulations from the President and from all of us who work with him on science, technology, and innovation in the White House to all of you outstanding young scientists and engineers taking part in the 27th Annual National Science Olympiad Tournament. This great nation has always been driven forward by an excitement for discovery and a sense of adventure. These are deeply rooted American qualities, and they spur our determination to explore new scientific frontiers, and they spark our can-do spirit of technological innovation. Today, science and engineering are transforming our world, providing an age of possibility and a pace of change as never before in our country's history. And every year, these National Science Olympiads prove that America's future is flowering, solid evidence that we are well prepared to shape this change and seize its opportunities. This Olympiad helps bring science to life and challenges you to develop the skills you will need to be successful in today's knowledge economy. Finding solutions in science and engineering takes far more than just mastering facts and concepts. It requires creativity, teamwork, communication skills, and persistence. President Obama deeply believes that your success in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is absolutely vital to America's future. You are tomorrow's scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and teachers, and your efforts will help drive economic growth, create new jobs, build new industries, and protect the environmental conditions and processes on which human well-being also depends. All of you, of course, owe a special debt to your teachers, mentors, and families. I want to add my thanks, and the President's, to all who encouraged and helped you to pursue these interests. To the competitors, I say on behalf of President Obama, as well as myself, good luck in this Olympiad and all that follows. We're confident that your achievements going forward will help sustain United States leadership across the frontiers of scientific and technological knowledge, and will raise the standard of living and the quality of life in this country and around the world. Thank you very much.
It is now my honor to introduce the National Science Olympiad dignitaries who are with us this evening. Professor Michael Leckrone, UW-Madison Marching Band Director. Chancellor Biddy Martin, Chancellor of our great University of Wisconsin-Madison. Professor Paul Piercy, Dean of the College of Engineering. Mr. Keith Nosbush, representing Rockwell Automations, one of this year's tournament sponsors. Colonel Thomas Kenny, representing the United States Air Force, another one of this year's tournament sponsors. Jack Cairns, co-founder of the National Science Olympiad. Sharon Putz, Executive Administrator of the National Science Olympiad. And Gerard Putz, President and co-founder of the National Science Olympiad. Like so many great ideas, the Science Olympiad started with two good friends collaborating on a plan for a national science competition. Jack Cairns and Gerard Putz hosted the first National Science Olympiad at Michigan State University back in 1985. There were just a few states that were participating back then, and now we have 47 states represented here tonight. It is our honor to have both of these gentlemen with us this evening. Gerard Putz is now the president of the National Science Olympiad. Please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you, Jeananne. Good evening, and it's my honor to welcome you to the 27th Science Olympiad National Tournament. I want to thank the University of Wisconsin Chancellor, Dr. Biddy Martin, and the University of Wisconsin staff and faculty for hosting this incredible event. Today, we are all witness to the largest assemblage of science and technology talent in America. We know your parents and your community are proud of your team's accomplishment, and they were excited to learn that you were able to be advanced and earn the right to represent your state at one of the nation's most prestigious science and technology competitions. And on behalf of all the people that helped you to make it to the national finals, including your teammates, parents, coaches, sponsors, and tournament officials, I want to congratulate you on your success. The Science Olympiad continues to grow and make significant progress towards its twin goals of improving the overall quality of the way science is taught and learned in America, and also improving and increasing the nation's workforce talent pool of science and technology experts. We have been saying for many years that we want to elevate academics to a level of enthusiasm that is normally reserved for just athletics. In a recent speech on science education, President Obama seems to agree when he said, if you win the NCAA tournament or championship, you come to the White House. Well, if you're a young person and you produce the best experiment or design, the best hardware or software, you ought to be recognized for that achievement too. Scientists and engineers He went on to say scientists and engineers ought to stand side by side with athletes and entertainers as role models, and here at the White House, we're going to lead by example. We're going to show young people how cool science can be. Now, we are glad this past fall the President stuck to his words, and I'm proud to say last year's Science Olympiad national champions from Centerville High School and Solon Middle School stood next to the President at a White House ceremony as he addressed the nation on the importance of STEM education. And next year, we hope it might be one of you standing next to the President of the United States. Also, in the Wall Street Journal, the National Governor's Report, and the National Science Education Standards need a model of science education excellence. They call on the Science Olympiad program. We also have millions of distinguished Science Olympiad alumni that have credited their passion for science and also their career aspirations to the Science Olympiad program. So we are hoping to expand this passion for science to all students in America, nationally as well as globally. So we're glad to welcome our distinguished guests that many of you have maybe seen these past 2 days on campus from the Japan Science and Technology Agency, who plan to send Science Olympiad ambassadors to America next year. And they, like us in the United States, do this because they recognize the economic future of our countries depend on attracting youth like yourselves to STEM careers. What you have accomplished as Science Olympiad students, learning rigorous, in-depth content and problem-solving skills, providing leadership in your community, and learning as a team to work together to solve problems, places your skills in very high demand by both university and corporate recruiters. We are confident that you will make a big difference and an impact in this world in the future. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the tournament and wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, Gerard. It is my understanding that the next gentleman I am about to introduce is responsible for the initial support of hosting state science Olympiads here at the University of Wisconsin. His hope was to create interest in youth across America in the field of engineering. His initial and continued support made bringing this event to our great UW-Madison possible. Paul Piercy is the Dean of the College of Engineering, and he will be introducing our Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin. Let's welcome Dean Paul Piercy.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that introduction. Tonight I have the privilege of introducing our Chancellor. Carolyn Beatty Martin began serving as Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Madison in September of 2008. Prior to joining UW-Madison, Chancellor Martin had a distinguished career at Cornell University from 1985 until 2008, serving as Professor of German Studies and later as Provost. Chancellor Martin has led a number of important new initiatives on campus. I'll only mention one, and that is the Madison Initiative for Undergraduates, which is boosting the quality and affordability of the education of our undergraduate students. So please welcome Chancellor Beatty Martin.
Good evening, Science Olympians. How are you? I'm here simply to welcome you to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I hear you've been here for a day or so, many of you, and you've already been on the Union Terrace eating brats and cheese. Is that true? So you know that this is the most beautiful university campus in the United States. And this is the best marching band in the United States. That worked. That worked. It's really great to have you here. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you'll enjoy the tournament. Who do you think will win? Yes, I think so too. I agree with you. I think that is the team that will win. You all are spectacular. We need you, as everyone else has been saying. We need great science. We are in the Coil Center at UW-Madison. Just a few days ago, we were celebrating commencement. We had 6,000 young people graduate from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. They were sitting right where you are. And I hope some of you will someday be sitting in those chairs graduating from UW-Madison. Come on, let's... That's better. That's much better. Thank you very much. What we usually do in the Coil Center is watch our national championship women's hockey team play. Yes. Or we watch our Sweet 16 men's basketball team play. We like to beat Ohio State in this facility. Friends. Okay, Buckeyes. I want to make the same point that you just heard before, and that is we do love, many of us, we love watching athletes. It's beautiful to see what they can actually achieve with their bodies and in teams. But it's just as important and it's just as beautiful to see what you can achieve with your minds, to observe how people's minds can work and what we can create individually and together. And you are among those people whose minds work beautifully, and I encourage you to keep at it. We will celebrate you. Congratulations. Now, UW-Madison is known for great science and engineering, as you probably know. And maybe you don't know it, but it was in 1924 that Harry Steenbach discovered that you could use ultraviolet light and fortify or produce vitamin D. And the fortification of vitamin D in food products, especially milk, started right here at UW-Madison. And then yes, it's good for all of you. It was a key discovery at UW-Madison that laid the foundation for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's adoption of the Sun Protection Factor ratings, or the SPF as we know them now. And in 1968, after years of design, study, and redesign, UW's Space Astronomy Lab constructed the world's first true observatory in space. That's amazing. And many of your events will take place in the Wisconsin Institutes for Discovery, where Jamie Thompson is working. He is the one who first developed embryonic stem cells and stem cell research, and you will hopefully meet him while you're here. So there are many other states where great discoveries have occurred, maybe not as great as Wisconsin, but there's still other states. There's Washington State, which is home to the lunar rover. How many of you knew that? Yeah. Which state is the home to the Mars rovers? New York, Cornell. Okay, which state has the most telescopes in the world? Virginia? Arizona, okay. Okay, what state was home to Robert Goddard, inventor of the first liquid-fueled rocket? Virginia? Okay, my home state is Virginia, but it was Massachusetts. You're right. I have a message to you from the United States Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan, and it's not about Wisconsin or Virginia. He asked me to extend his congratulations and his regrets that he couldn't be here. He had intended to be here with you, and here's what he wrote. Science is all about questioning assumptions, testing theories, and analyzing facts. These are basic skills that prepare young people not just for the lab, but also for life. I encourage you, he wrote, to continue working hard, to expand on the skills and knowledge that got you here to the Olympiad, and I know you can look to a future of great opportunity and possibility. That's from U.S. Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan. At UW-Madison, we consider it just as important to have fun outside the classroom as to have fun in the classroom. They're mutually reinforcing. We call it the Wisconsin experience. I hope you all have the Wisconsin experience while you're here. Have fun in the tournament, outside the tournament, enjoy Madison, and just realize how proud we are of you and how much we hope you succeed in the tournament and beyond. Thanks a lot.
And now, from the University of Wisconsin Department of Physics, presenting the wonders of physics, Professor Clint Sprott. Has anyone seen Professor Sprott? Was he? Oh, there he is back there.
Welcome to the wonders of physics. That was a rocket-powered tricycle that I came in on, powered by 2 carbon dioxide fire extinguishers. But it also illustrates Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction. The carbon dioxide goes that way, that's the action. The fire extinguisher goes that way, that's the reaction. I can do the same thing standing on this rotating platform. In this case, the carbon dioxide provides torque. And it gives me angular momentum. And of course, since angular momentum is conserved, I will continue to spin this way for a very long time until the friction of the bearings bring me to rest, very much like the Earth has spun on its axis for over 4 billion years. But this illustrates a principle of the physics of motion. And of course, this is how a rocket works. Now over here, we have another demonstration that involves launching a ping-pong ball using nothing but air pressure. So my assistant, Ella Braden, who herself was a Science Olympiad participant, several years ago, and is now a professional science communicator. And she goes all over the country giving shows of this sort. So maybe you'll have a chance to see her sometime. Here we have a long, hollow pipe, and we're going to remove all the air from the pipe with a vacuum pump. On one end is a thin sheet of mylar. On the other end is another sheet of mylar. What she is going to do is puncture the mylar at that end, allowing the air from the room to enter, and you may see down at that end there's a ping-pong ball. And the air pressure is going to push the ping-pong ball forward, much like pushing a bullet out from a gun from the explosion. Now, so that we don't damage those nice chemical demonstrations over there, I'm going to take a ping-pong paddle and stop the ball when it comes out this end. So, are you ready? Go. Well, that came out with quite a bit of force, and I think you can appreciate the enormous pressure that even a small amount of air can exert. Now, for the next demonstration involving the physics of motion, I will need a volunteer. Who will help me with this? Okay, come down here. Come up here. Face the audience. What is your name? Aaron. Aaron? Okay, Aaron, so you're good at science, I know that. But are you good at sports? Okay. Well, you know, you don't have to be very good, but have you ever gone bowling? You good at that? So-so. Well, that's okay. We're going to take you bowling. I want you to turn to your left and go over to my assistant, Ella. And I'm going to make a bowling ball pendulum. A bowling ball, of course, is very heavy, weighs about 16 pounds, and it's very hard, so you wouldn't want to drop it on your toe, and it's suspended from above by a cable. And this makes what we call a pendulum. A pendulum is any mass on the end of a string or a wire that is free to swing back and forth. So what we're going to ask you to do, I forgot your name, sorry. Your name? Aaron. Aaron. Okay, stand with your head to the back here. Keep that tight against your nose, right against your nose, good and tight. And when I say I want you to let go, are you ready? Let go. Put your hands down by your side and don't move. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. And of course we were able to do that because of one of the most important principles in all of science, the conservation of energy. The ball started up higher than it was when it was out there, and it had some potential energy. As it swung, that potential energy converted into kinetic energy, then to potential energy, then to kinetic energy, and finally it came back to almost exactly where it started. So we knew we could do that safely without injuring Aaron because of this very important principle of the conservation of energy. Now, the next demonstration involves electricity, which of course is a very important area of physics. And it too requires a volunteer, someone very brave. How about you? Come down here. Come right up here. Turn around, tell us your name.
Marcus.
Marcus? Okay, Marcus. Does lightning scare you at all?
Yes.
Well, you know, lightning should scare you because it's potentially very dangerous. But you've been out in lightning storms maybe, and you've survived, obviously. We're going to take you somewhere where we will make a lightning bolt nearby. And we're going to do it very safely, as we do everything here. So if you'll turn to your left and walk right over to this cage, I would like you to have a seat in what looks very much like an electric chair. Now, over to Marcus's right is a 1,000,000-volt Tesla coil. Of course, that's just a large transformer. It has about 6 turns on the primary right here and several hundred turns on the secondary. And so it steps up the voltage to a very high value. And so we're going to turn it on and see what happens to Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Now, of course, he could do that safely because he was inside of what we call a Faraday cage. Every point inside that cage is at the same voltage. So even if he had touched the walls of the cage, there would be no difference in voltage to drive an electric current through his body. And of course, that's what's potentially dangerous when you're around electricity. Also, the frequency is maybe 100,000 cycles per second, not like the 60 cycles per second you have in the electricity in your homes, and that makes it somewhat less dangerous. And as I'm sure you're all aware, you have to be very cautious around electricity, especially high voltage electricity. But that illustrates an important area of physics involving electricity. And of course, so many of our marvelous devices that we all rely on use principles of electricity that are rooted in the physics of electricity. Now, another area of physics involves heat. I don't have anything hot here, but I do have something that's very, very cold. It's a liquid. If I pour it out on the table, you will see it pours a little bit like water, but it doesn't make anything wet. And that's because this liquid, as you may have suspected, is in fact liquid nitrogen. Now, nitrogen you normally think of as a gas. The air that you're breathing is about 80% nitrogen. But if you cool nitrogen sufficiently to a temperature of 321 degrees below zero Fahrenheit, or 196 degrees below 0 Celsius, or a mere 77 degrees above the absolute coldest anything can be, it becomes a liquid. And if it stays in this container long enough, it will all boil away. Now, of course, there are many interesting things one can do with liquid nitrogen. There are various things you can put in there, and that makes them very brittle. I don't dare put my finger in there. That would be extremely dangerous. But I can do one thing that may surprise you. I can pour the liquid nitrogen over my hand without it doing any harm. And that's because of something called the Leyden frost effect. And you're probably all familiar with that. If you go home and put a pan on your stove, bring it to a very high temperature, and then drop a few droplets of water on the pan, you may have noticed they don't boil right away. In fact, they dance around. And that's because as they begin to boil, it forms a thin layer of steam between the pan and the liquid, and the steam is a good thermal insulator. And so it keeps the water from boiling too rapidly. The exact same thing happens here. When the liquid nitrogen touches my hand, it does boil and forms a thin layer of gaseous nitrogen between my hand and the liquid, and that protects me. Now, there are many interesting things we can do, but the thing I want to show you involves this cylinder. It's hollow on the top, sealed on the bottom, quite heavy, made out of brass. Inside this cylinder is a small stainless steel cup, and I'm going to lower this cup down into the liquid nitrogen. Now, you suspect that the nitrogen is boiling because you see something coming off the top. It looks like steam, but of course steam is an invisible gas. You can't see steam, nor is it smoke. Smoke are tiny particles that are the result of combustion, and we're not burning anything here. What you're actually seeing is that as we boil the liquid nitrogen, the gas comes off, and it is still quite cold, and so it cools the air and condenses the water vapor in the air into tiny droplets of liquid water. So once the boiling stops, I know it has cooled down to the very low temperature of the liquid. And if I shake it, I can spill some of the liquid nitrogen out. I don't want to spill too much because I want to lower this down into the cylinder. And then I'm going to take a cork and hammer it on. And then I'm going to take the whole thing and shake it. And the cork went about halfway back to the back of the room. And that's because when a liquid changes into a gas, it expands. In fact, with liquid nitrogen, it expands by a factor of about 700. Well, of course, we didn't allow it to expand because we put a cork on. And so what happened is the pressure built up to a very large value until it eventually blew the cork off. Now, I have another demonstration, the last of the demonstrations I'm going to show you, that involves liquid nitrogen. Here I have a much larger container of the same liquid nitrogen I showed you there. And it's 25 liters of liquid nitrogen. What we do is force nitrogen gas into the container under pressure. That drives some of the liquid up into this pipe on the top. The pipe is quite warm, and on the top of the pipe are a number of small holes. So when the liquid is driven up into the pipe, it evaporates very rapidly and comes out these holes. But it is still quite cold compared to the air in the room. And so as a consequence, it cools the air above the pipe here, causing the water vapor in the air to condense into tiny droplets of liquid water, each about 1/1000th of an inch in diameter. And that's what we call a cloud. And so with that, I will put on my helmet, and I will thank you all for attending the Wonders of Physics.
Wouldn't you love to take a class with Clint Sprott? He's awesome. Well, for the University of Wisconsin to host an event of this magnitude, it requires the support of the business community. There are so many businesses that are willing to put their resources into promoting you, generating interest in the youth of America for potential careers in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. You'll find a list of sponsors that provided the monetary resources to support this event. That list is in your program. One of those Wisconsin companies, Rockwell Automation, is among the largest industrial automation companies in the world. Here tonight to represent our sponsors is Chief Executive Officer of Rockwell Automation and Chairman of that company's Board of Directors. Please welcome Keith Nosbush.
Thank you, Jean Ann. And good evening, everyone. What a great privilege it is to be here at the Coil Center and the opening ceremony for the premier science competition in the nation, the 27th National Science Olympiad. I would like to thank the other sponsors, of which many are also great Rockwell Automation customers. I am honored to share this evening with so many talented and bright young people. You should be proud of your achievements and what it took to get you to this level in a national championship. I wish each and every one of you the very best throughout this competition. I also want to thank the University of Wisconsin for hosting this event, and the Science Olympiad, parents, and coaches for your vision and support of this tremendous program. Together, you are helping to shape a passion for learning in these young people. Do not underestimate your influence on their success. This event reminds me very much of programs that Rockwell Automation supports. We also encourage students to discover their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math. Hopefully, you've heard about or participated in some of the programs we support, like FIRST Robotics and Project Lead the Way. All these programs help develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills, important foundations for many great career paths. You will have a future of enormous opportunity and unlimited potential. Our focus on programs like this Science Olympiad is the best investment we can make in our own future. We hope to attract bright, young people to our company, ensuring that we have a prosperous future. I'd like to talk to you tonight about the potential career in manufacturing and clear up misperceptions that you may have about manufacturing today. Here's Rockwell Automation's mission. It's ambitious. We want to improve the standard of living for everyone by making the world more productive and sustainable. Realizing this mission takes very special and skilled employees in science, technology, engineering, and math. Today, we have 19,000 employees around the world committed to bringing our mission to life. We're not a household name. You probably have not heard about Rockwell Automation, but we are the world's largest company dedicated to industrial automation and work with hundreds of companies that you do recognize. Companies that make cereal, cars, cell phones, airplanes, flat-screen TVs, aspirin, and many, many more products that you use every day. We help them improve the way they operate so they can offer quality products at affordable prices to people everywhere in the world. And we're doing our part to help protect the environment. With our innovation, we create new ways to produce products requiring fewer resources. This brings manufacturing costs down and makes better products available to people using less water and energy or other natural resources. As the world's population hits 7 billion this year, the percentage of people with a decent standard of living is higher than it has ever been in the history of our planet. More than 70 million people are crossing the threshold to middle class each year. More children live to be adults, and fewer adults die from preventable diseases, thanks to breakthroughs in manufacturing. Breakthroughs that enabled a pharmaceutical company to produce more affordable drugs and get them to the people who most need them. Innovation that puts cell phones and computers in your hands and the world at your fingertips with the intranet. Manufacturing by brand names you know, Ford, Pepsi, Kraft, and Procter & Gamble, who are improving the world's standard of living and your standard of living. If you haven't considered manufacturing for your career yet, think about this. Pay for future high-skilled manufacturing jobs is escalating faster than most other jobs. You could earn $100,000 a year or $50 an hour by the time you enter the workplace. These are careers like an electrical engineer for a private jet manufacturer, a product developer for a candy manufacturing plant, or designer at a smartphone manufacturing company. Whatever it is that you are passionate about, computers, music, or art, you can find a great career doing it in today's modern manufacturing world. When you think of manufacturing, do you get an outdated image in your mind, one filled with stereotypes of boring or unsafe assembly line jobs? That stereotype has kept young people from pursuing careers in manufacturing, and that's wrong. These perceptions are seriously out of step with the broad range of interesting and financially rewarding jobs in modern manufacturing. I'll use myself as an example. I started out in manufacturing as an engineer, right after graduating from the University of Wisconsin's College of Engineering right here in Madison with a degree in electrical and computer engineering. I had many opportunities available to me, and I have found a very challenging career that has created many new experiences and learning for me. Today, we're in this exciting new era that we call smart, safe, and sustainable manufacturing. Factories of the future will increase use of automation, information, computers, robots, and high technology to make products in green, clean, and safe places to work. In fact, much of that transformation is already starting today. Smart manufacturing today is about clean, safe, and sustainable environments. Now we need young and talented people with an imagination to take us to the next level. People that want to make a difference. And that's where you all come in. Just like the Science Olympiad competition, this weekend emphasizes teamwork and commitment to excellence. That's what smart manufacturing is all about. Smart manufacturing is about listening to customers, thinking about their problems, and providing a unique solution to solve their business needs. Let me give you a real-life example of a product I'm sure you've enjoyed, Pringles. Well, Pringles wanted to increase the production of potato chips. When they sped up the production line, chips literally flew everywhere. Engineers solved this problem by using computer models that study how airplanes fly. These computer models showed that by simply turning each chip at a 45-degree angle, they could fly down the production line at a much faster rate without flying everywhere else. This approach saved hundreds of thousands of dollars and months of effort compared to trying to solve this problem the old-fashioned way, by building and testing multiple potato chip making machines before finding the best approach. This is the essence of smart manufacturing, exploring creative and innovative solutions in a way that minimizes the use of time and resources. Pringles was able to increase productivity without months of trial and error or an old-style innovation. Young Americans are starting to find manufacturing attractive and defying expectations. Today, they are leading research and development efforts in all parts of manufacturing. Manufacturing is responsible for more than 70% of private sector research and development. That creates a great deal of exciting opportunities. Today, young people are creating a wide range of advanced technologies that cut energy use and lead to a cleaner environment. Today, manufacturing continues to drive our U.S. economy because it's making the highest contribution to producing sustainable economic growth and wealth creation. But an estimated 80% of U.S. manufacturers report a moderate to serious shortage of qualified job applicants. This is a problem only growing more urgent as people with so much experience and knowledge, like your parents and grandparents, begin to retire, and the world becomes more competitive in the search for talent. That's why we need to attract many more young people into manufacturing to help create our future. We need the best and the brightest, and that's what you represent. There are great projects to get involved with, from nanotechnology to robotics, innovative ideas that bubble up every single day. But who transforms these raw ideas into the must-have products that improve the lives of everyone around us? With a career in manufacturing, you will. You may not know it today, but you could very well have the next world-changing idea. If you can dream it, you can do it, in a career making important contributions in industries like these: aerospace, automotive, pharmaceutical and life sciences, machinery, and computers, among many more. Your future is here for the taking. If you are interested in learning more about these careers, have a look at the website, www.dreamit-.com. Let me show you a brief video about how our technology and knowledge are helping our customers to be more globally competitive.
Rockwell Automation is the world's largest company dedicated to industrial automation and information. We work to help make our customers more productive and the world more sustainable. Been to the mall lately? Rockwell Automation systems help produce, sort, and package the clothes you wear every day. What's your dream car? Is it a Cadillac CTS? A Toyota Highlander? A Ford F-150 pickup? Maybe you'd like to drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee, or something flashy like an M-Class Mercedes SUV. Our controllers run the assembly lines that turn out these great cars. What do you do for entertainment? Do you like amusement parks? Rockwell automates the controls on high-tech rides that provide the thrills and keep you safe. We play a significant role in these industries by providing smarter, safer, and more sustainable information and control solutions to help bring you the things you take for granted every day, from candy and soft drinks to new horizons on the medical frontier to high-tech Navy aircraft carriers. Making a global impact, you'll never know where you'll find us. We have locations in over 80 countries And there's always a lot of excitement brewing because we're not just making better products, we're making a difference in people's lives. We're also making a difference in the lives of people in our community. Rockwell Automation is a major contributor to the United Way. We're in our partner schools as well as a supporter of your STEM program for science, technology, engineering, and math. Rockwell Automation is proud to support Project Lead the Way and FIRST, the Organization for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. We provide funding, equipment, and volunteers. We're a good neighbor in your community. That's what you can expect from Rockwell Automation. And this is just a glimpse of what we're all about. We offer a future filled with possibilities, controlling many of the world's factories, exploring new frontiers of science and technology, touching your lives every day. We're Rockwell Automation.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that short video. Let me conclude my comments by wishing you success in realizing your dreams of winning the National Science Olympiad this weekend. Just by being here, you've already proven you're winners and you have what it takes. Big ideas, passion, skill, determination, and support from your parents, teachers, and coaches. I'm sure you've heard the stories from your parents, and parents, you've heard the same from your folks, about how much things have changed, about computers that took up whole rooms with less power than the device you have in your pockets right now, about phones with a rotary dial or a party line connected to a wall. Now you have a mobile smartphone, about writing letters to friends with paper, envelopes, a stamp, and multiple day delivery. Now, that was before email, texting, and Facebook. Innovation is what drives change and creates new ways to better solve the future's needs. Those needs were solved by people just like you, who had an insatiable curiosity about making things better, faster, smarter. You must never lose your passion for learning. The achievements that brought you here this weekend are just the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning. It can lead you to a life rich in discovery and fulfillment. Thank you for having me here tonight. Good luck and have fun in the competition and throughout your careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Another major sponsor of this event is the United States Air Force. And if anybody here is into motorcycles or maybe NASCAR vehicles, you won't want to miss their exhibits. I understand their cool chopper was located at the Discovery Center today, and I hope some of you had a chance to see it. Here tonight to represent the United States Air Force is Colonel Thomas Kenny. He is the Chief of the Operations Division of the Headquarters Air Force Recruiting Service and Headquarters Air Education and Training Command at Randolph Air Force Base in Texas. Please welcome Colonel Thomas Kenny.
Good evening, Science Olympiads. And thanks for the introduction, Larry. As Larry said, I'm Colonel T.J. Kenny. I'm also a scientific analyst for the Air Force. First, I want to congratulate all of our Science Olympiad participants for winning at your regional and state levels and making it to these national finals. Having a daughter who competed here in Wisconsin, I know what an impressive achievement you've already completed. The Air Force is a proud sponsor of the Science Olympiad, and we are keenly aware of the importance that science, technology, engineering, and math provide our nation and the United States Air Force. How many here thought that most people in the Air Force fly airplanes? Well, you may be actually surprised to know that only 4% of the active duty Air Force are pilots. 4%. Almost 10% of our active duty officers are scientists and engineers. Over half of our officers have bachelor's degrees in science, engineering, and math areas. We are challenged to develop officers who will not only lead our nation in science and technology, but who will also be leaders of character. The military has been at the forefront of great scientific discoveries since the birth of our nation. The microwave oven got its start when a military scientist by the name of Percy Spencer was working on magnetrons for some military radar sites. Legend has it that a candy bar that was in his pocket melted while near the radar he was working on. This gave him the inspiration to innovate. Using radiation for cooking was nothing new, but Spencer, being a clever engineer and all, knew that the microwaves being emitted by his magnetron could penetrate the exterior of the food and cook it from the inside. And voila, there's the idea for the microwave oven. Other notable inventions that had their origin from the military that you may want to look up on Google sometime and see the origin are the GPS, global positioning systems, the internet, infrared technology, and the cell phone. One of my favorite inventions from military scientists was superglue. It was originally made to close wounds and stop bleeding on the battlefield until the injured soldiers could be taken back to get medical help. Well, they found out that superglue could stick about anything together, and hence became a commercial product. Today, the Air Force has 4 major laboratories and many more research centers. Today's research continues to be fascinating and well ahead of its time, to include such areas as the advances in remote piloted aircraft, remote explosive detection, robotics, and nanotechnology, the miniaturization of technology. Our scientists and engineers are key reasons why the United States Air Force remains the dominant force in the world when it comes to air, space, and cyberspace. The skills, knowledge, and passion that you all exhibit at the Science Olympiad are very impressive, and lets me know that America will be in good hands with your generation. Keep up your excitement and passion for science and technology, and I know you will go far. I won't be surprised that if in 10 or 15 years' time I find out that someone in this audience today has created the next great invention that could change the world. Over the next few days, if you're interested in hearing more about the Air Force opportunities, please stop by one of our displays. And if you're thinking about great college opportunities, don't forget to keep in mind my alma mater, the United States Air Force Academy, or possibly Air Force ROTC. Thanks and good luck this weekend. Aim high, fly, fight, win.
Thank you, Colonel Kenny. It is now my honor and privilege to read the National Science Olympiad Code of Ethics. Student participants are expected to compete in tournament events with honest effort to follow the rules and the spirit of the competition. Team members are expected to be the builders of all the devices used in the events. The goal of the competition is to give one's best effort while displaying honesty, integrity, and sportsmanship. Students, coaches, parents, and guests are expected to display courtesy and respect toward Olympiad officials, other teams, and guests of the Olympiad. Failure to show honesty and courtesy by a participant, coach, or guest of the team may result in the disqualification of the team from that event or the entire tournament or future tournaments. We will now have Wisconsin students, coaches, parents, and an event supervisor each take the Science Olympiad pledge on behalf of their representative group. It's my pleasure to introduce first the Wisconsin student representatives. From Hamilton Middle School, Dina Carpenter-Graffy, and from Menominee High School, Lexi Tartar.
On behalf of the students participating in this tournament, I pledge to put forth my best effort in the Science Olympiad tournament and to uphold the principles of honest competition. In my events, I will compete with integrity, respect, and sportsmanship towards my fellow competitors. I will display courtesy towards event supervisors and tournament personnel. My actions will exemplify the proud spirit of my school, team, and state.
Next, I would like to introduce two Wisconsin coaches, Wisconsin's middle school coach, Ann Hasse, and high school coach, Harold Velchek.
On behalf of the coaches and assistants at this tournament, I pledge to encourage honesty and respect for tournament personnel, our fellow coaches, and other team members. We want our efforts to bring honor to our community and school.
Excellent. Excellent. Next, I would like to introduce you to two of Wisconsin's parents who have sons or daughters competing on the Wisconsin middle school and high school teams. They are Shen Chen and John McConaughey.
On behalf of the parents and spectators, I pledge to be an example of our children by respecting the rules of Science Olympiad, by encouraging excellence in preparation and investigation, supporting independence in design and production of all competitive devices, and respecting the decisions of event supervisors and judges. Our examples will promote the spirit of cooperation within and among our participating teams.
Thank you. Now I would like to introduce a Wisconsin event supervisor working with the flying events tomorrow, Professor Ricardo Bonazza. Professor Ricardo Bonazza.
On behalf of my fellow supervisors and tournament personnel, I pledge to run my event with fairness and respect for the participants and their coaches. Our actions will reflect the principles of the Science Olympiad program and display the pride we feel as representatives of our colleges, universities, companies, states, or organizations.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Shaka Shiri.
You know, your enthusiasm is very contagious. Your excitement is very contagious. I'm excited too tonight because my latest book was just published. Anyway, it's published by the University of Wisconsin Press, my home institution, and it's called Chemical Demonstrations, a Handbook for Teachers of Chemistry. And there's my name right down there. So, with your permission, I'd just like to open it and read one short sentence from it. Is that okay? Okay. You see, this is not an ordinary book. This is a real hot book. It's not really a book either. I'll show you what's on the inside. We have batteries down here. They have stored in them chemical energy. There's a filament from a light bulb, and there is a flint that I soaked with lighter fluid before I came here. And down here, there's a small button. When I push the button, of course, we obey all the safety rules. I move this away from my face. I push the button, the chemical energy changes into electrical energy, and the filament lights up. But this filament, like all other filaments, is not 100% efficient. It gives off light energy and so the heat lights it. Let's see how this works. Here we go. Nate, are you there, Nate? There, Nate. Now, you tell me what happens when I close the book. The fire goes out, right? You remember the fire triangle? You need three things to have a fire. You need something that burns, you need oxygen usually from the air, and then you need a source of ignition. So, I'm really excited about my new book, and I want to do some other experiments with combustion. These experiments I'm going to do in these plastic bottles that you see in front of me. These plastic bottles have nails stuck on the sides. They're separated by a distance of about ½ a centimeter. There's a cork on top, and then there is a small amount of a clear and colorless liquid. And I'm going to use a Tesla coil, not the same one that Professor Sprott used, but this one, a handheld Tesla coil. And I'm going to set it off like this by pushing the button, and then I'm going to touch one nail and see if I can make the spark jump across the gap that's between the two nails, and we'll see what happens. So, Maestro, are you ready? I suppose, Lauren, this is Lauren Buchanan. I want to tell you about Lauren Buchanan. She is a 3-time Science Olympiad. She's been to 3 of your events. And she is a graduate student here in chemistry. So I suppose you want to borrow a Tesla coil, right?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Push the button. Thank you, Lauren. You know what? You like doing experiments? Yeah? They are fun to do. And that's why I'm going to do an experiment with you now. This experiment will be done in this large glass beaker. It has a volume of 4 liters. It's empty except for air, and there's a small magnet coated with Teflon that I'll put in there, and then I'm going to turn the switch on so we can use it to mix. Can you see the bar spinning? Can you see it up there spinning? Huh? As we look down at it, it's spinning in a clockwise direction. But I want you to visualize looking at this spinning bar, not by looking down at it, but by looking up at it. So imagine there's a ceiling fan up there, and you're looking down, it's moving clockwise, and when you look up, what direction do you see? You're getting me confused, okay? Look, we need to straighten out this confusion, right? So it's very important. Everyone in the audience now, stick your finger out like this. Everyone. And I want everyone, including me, to rotate your finger in a clockwise direction. Hey, I said clockwise. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm doing clockwise. Watch me. Watch me. See? When I turn around like this, then what am I doing? Clockwise, right? But when I turn this way, you get the point? Think about it. think about it. It's very, very important that you do that. So now what I'm going to do is, in this large beaker, I'm going to use the chemicals to show you the ingredients of success. The first chemical that I'm going to do here, I'm going to mix this. It is, the three ingredients are the following. The first one is you need inspiration and support from the parents. The parents are very, very important. You also need guidance and encouragement from the teachers. But what's really important, in addition to those, is your own curiosity and dedication. Because if you do that, then you can transform all kinds of chemical changes from one form to another. This is, you like this one? I want to tell you something about this experiment. It's called the Briggs-Rocher reaction. It's named after two high school teachers who discovered it. Briggs and Rocher taught high school chemistry and physics in Northern California, and in 1973 they published a paper describing this beautiful, captivating behavior that we see right here. And that's why I like this experiment. I also like it for a second reason. A second reason is that it took researchers, high-powered researchers, members of the National Academy of Sciences. It took them 9 years to figure out what's going on in here. So it's no laughing matter. When we do scientific research, we have to be patient. We have to be vigilant. We have to pay attention and not be distracted by other things that might be going on. So this is the Briggs-Rocher chemical oscillating reaction. Now I call your attention to those two plastic balls right here. They are empty except for air and a clear and colorless liquid at the bottom. It is called hydrogen peroxide. It's 30% hydrogen peroxide. It decomposes very slowly, but if you add a catalyst, you've heard of catalysts, right? If you add a catalyst, you speed up the rate of the reaction. I have a small tea bag right here. I'm going to, it looks like a tea bag, it's not a tea bag. It's got a chemical in it. I'm going to drop it in there. We'll see what happens. Lots of interesting things happen, right? So the hydrogen peroxide decomposed, and it released energy in the form of heat. In fact, the water product was so hot that it came off, and the mist was observed because the hot water molecules, when they condensed, then they formed a mist and a fog. And you see the bottle shrank. So what we always do in science is repeat the experiment. So let's do it again. You know what we call this experiment? You know it, right? Genie in the bottle, right? You've heard of this one. If you haven't, ask your teachers to help you set it up. By the way, the hydrogen peroxide we used here is 30% hydrogen peroxide, not the 3% that you get in the drugstore. Well, there are different types of catalysts. So I have hydrogen peroxide right here in this cylinder, and I have a different catalyst right here. So I'm going to take this catalyst, as you see it has a slightly yellow coloration to it, and I'm going to add it, and we'll see what happens. You know what we call this experiment? You know this one too, right? The elephant toothpaste experiment, right? That's what we call it. And so now what I'd like you to do is welcome again Lauren Buchanan and Stacy Whitcop. Are you ready? So what they're going to do now is repeat the experiment, and we're going to do this in the dark. So we'd like the lights out, and you pay close attention to what's going to happen. So Lauren, you're ready? Go. A glowing toothpaste. All right, well, thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Stacy. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So, now what we're going to do is recognize the fact that talented young people like you like to do many different things in science, in technology, in the arts, And I want you to know that it is important, as we all like music, and music is one of the captivating attributes of us as human beings. I want you to know that as we listen to music, we often remember very familiar tunes. Now here's one from a very famous Broadway show. Just listen. The composer is Alexander Borodin. Most of us know this piece of music from the play Kismet and its Stranger in Paradise. But a lot of us don't know that Borodin was a chemist. He was an accomplished chemist, and he did a lot of research on compounds, substances called aldehydes. Aldehydes have in them carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and they have a lot of interesting reactions. And now we have Stacy again and Lauren. And what do you have in there?
We have some hot flasks here.
And what's in them?
In them we have silver nitrate with some ammonium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide.
And are you going to add something to that?
Yes, we're going to add an aldehyde.
All right. So what do you have there? Beginning to get some shininess. I can see that. I can even see you, Lauren. Stacy, I can see Stacy too. Stacy has been in my group for many years. She's now pursuing a career in the medical profession. And Lauren, what are you working on in your research?
I'm working with lasers.
Lasers. Well, this doesn't have anything to do with lasers, but this has to do with Borodin, an accomplished musician and a accomplished chemist as well. So thank you both. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And now I ask you to welcome the very top lecture demonstrator in the chemistry programs across the country, Mr. Jim Boehner. Jim? So Jim has a long glass tube. It's sealed at both ends with 2 rubber stoppers. And you're going to add something in there?
I actually have already added.
You are added. Okay, so we're ready to do it? Yep. Okay. All right, so I'll come over here, and I need to add, I need a controlled combustion reaction right here. Whoops. All right, so I lit the torch, and what I'm going to do is change, Jim is going to take the rubber stopper off, and turn the lights down, please. Turn the lights down. A very fast chemical combustion reaction released energy in the form of light and also in the form of sound. Would you like to see it again? Yeah. Well, let's take a look at it in slow motion. So watch now. The screen up there, you won't hear any sound now. There it is. So so we can learn a lot by playing chemical transformations in slow motion. Would you really like to see it one more time? All right, Jim, come on out, Jim, whenever you're ready. You're going to mix it. So for a chemical reaction to take place, you have to mix the chemicals. You know that. Sometimes the reaction is fast. Sometimes it takes a long time. We just have to be patient about it. So he mixed them, all right. Okay, with the lights down again, please. And I'd like you to once again acknowledge Stacy and Lauren and Jim and John Drutz, who helped us in setting up all these demonstrations. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment pleasure, the University of Wisconsin Varsity Band under the direction of Professor Michael Leckrone.
Yeah, how are you all tonight? Well, what we're going to do isn't very scientific, although a lot of these kids up here are science students. But when we go out and do a concert someplace, we do a little thing. We like to get the audience involved. How many of you know what the Hey song is, where you jump up and holler, hey? You know that song? Well, let's find out. Start at letter B. Let's see if they can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. I thought you said you knew this song. Lady, you jump up and holler, hey. Let's try it again for this lady right here. 1, 3, 4. Now, all you parents over here, you're not too good to do this either. You can do it too. Once more for the parents over here. 1. Are you ready? You got a little sway with this. You gotta add a little sway. That's you got it. Now you got it. You gotta be swayed. Now here we go. Now jump up. You've been sitting a long time. Over there. Now keep swaying. You gotta keep swaying. That's it. Everybody, that's it. You got it. All right, you get ready? Here we go again. Keep swaying. You got to keep swaying during this part. You're not swaying up there. Real. One more time. Everybody now. Okay, that's more like it. Now there was a tune in a movie called Pee-wee's Great Adventure called Tequila. And we do a little thing like that. We do that, and there's a couple places where you got to put your hands in the air like this. I said put your hands in the air like this. You do that a couple times, and it goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, you think you got it? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, hands in the air. wait a minute, wait a minute. Over in this area, is this too hard for you? Is this too hard for you to do? Let's try it. Put your hands in the air like this. Everybody. Yeah. All right, now I want to see participation this time. You know, I understand that a part of this competition is you had to build your own instruments. Is that right? Well, all those who build instruments, just come up down here on this stage right now. While we're playing this next song, we're going to play a song, but you come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. While they're coming down, we're going to sing. Get up here. Now you gotta sing! It's my understanding that you all had to learn how to play Shenandoah. Is that right? You have to play Shenandoah. Let's hear what it sounds like. I'll conduct, you play. All right, ready? 1. You ready for Shenandoah? Okay, everybody, instruments up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. Let's try that again. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, da, da, da. All right, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, da. Well, I don't want singing, I want playing. Okay, all right, oh, wait a minute. All right. I want you to play with the band, but we don't know it in that key. How about if when I point, you just play a note like this. Ba. Try it. Everybody just play the note when I point. 1, 2, ready. Louder than that. Play good and strong. Ready? Short note. Just pop. 1, 2, ready. Again. Every time I do that, you play a note. Ready? Ready? And. Try it again. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Are you ready back there? Cute from the top. When I point, you play. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you got to pay attention now. Ready? Now you can leave now. Hard to be humble. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hard to be humble. 1. You can go back, but you can sing along with us on this one. It's hard to be humble when you're a good science student. Sing this song because it should express what you feel about yourself.
When you're perfect in every way, I can't wait to look in the mirror. I get better looking each day. To know what it is to love us, we must be a hell of a band. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble, but we're doing the best that we can.
Okay, now, I'll give you the words. You can sing. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Lord, it's hard to be humble.
When you're perfect in every way.
Perfect in every way.
Can't wait to look in the mirror.
Can't wait to look in the mirror.
I get better looking each day.
Better looking each day.
To know us is to love us. We must be a heck of a band. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Lord, it's hard to be humble.
Wait on me.
But we're doing the best that we can.
We have a tradition at most of our games where we do it's an old folk dance that was brought over here, and we do it a lot. Everybody probably knows how to do it. So everybody on your feet, you two over there. On your feet, because we're going to do a thing called the chicken dance. And since this is our first time doing the Science Olympics, we're going to take it nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. some of you at the back are not getting into this. We're going to go a little faster now because it looks like you know how to do this. Now, wait a minute. I understand that the record for the Science Olympiad for doing the chicken dance, one chorus, is 24 seconds flat. Now, I would like to try for a new record tonight, but the Dean of Engineering said if I do that, it could be structurally a problem here, so I'm just afraid we're not going to be able to go for a new record here with you folks tonight. You want to try for the record? Despite what they say? Okay, but I can't be responsible. 1, 2, ready, get. That's amazing! Amazing! 1, 2, 1, 2. You'll catch on to this pretty quickly. Thank you so much.
Don't you love our UW marching band? Did you all have a good time tonight? Well, I have to tell you, Larry and I both had so much fun being here with you. And before we close this evening, we're going to hear from two gentlemen who have truly been the workhorses and the visionaries behind this year's National Science Olympiad here at UW. Please join me in welcoming Van Valesky and Gary Graper, co-directors of this year's tournament.
When you have the resources that this university has to offer, it's really a lot of fun to host a group like this. I hope you're all having a good time. We certainly are.
We hope you enjoyed tonight. The UW Band with Mike LeCrone, Bassam Shakashiri, and Clint Sprott. We are so fortunate to have these people here at Wisconsin. We felt we just had to share them with you. Now there are a couple of announcements. There are a couple of announcements that are important. One of the things that we've gotten a lot of questions about today is where is the shell and where is the Camp Randall Sports Center? Well, all the people from Wisconsin on this campus refer to it as the shell because that's what it looks like. But technically, it is the Camp Randall Sports Center. So please repeat after me. Camp Randall Sports Center is the shell. One more time. Camp Randall Sports Center is the shell. That'll help you remember this tomorrow. The second thing is we need to caution you that there are a couple of major roads that go through the campus that have large amounts of vehicular travel. So tomorrow, I ask you all to please pay special attention to crossing only at marked and designated pedestrian crosswalks. It's extremely important. We would not want anyone to unfortunately suffer any kinds of accidents that would somehow dampen this tremendous experience of the National Science Olympiad. One other announcement of importance to coaches. We know that some of you still are not self-scheduled for the self-scheduled events. I talked with a number of the event supervisors today, and they have agreed, some of them, at the coaches meeting or after it, to take care of that. They have the lists here. And so, coaches, if you'd rather get it out of the way, I know a lot of event supervisors would prefer that you get it out of the way tonight rather than wait till tomorrow morning when everybody is uptight about getting ready for their event. So, thank you. We appreciate your coming. We're glad you're here. Have a great time tomorrow and good luck.
Before we leave tonight, I want to also tell all the coaches that we are going to stay right down here on the floor while all of the competitors here and all the other youth that are out here are going to go up into a swap meet, and it's on our concourse area. There are tables out there for everybody, so go out and pick a table somewhere, and you're going to enjoy that swap meet, followed by an ice cream social. Now, before we head out, though, Bassam Shakashiri, who is a fun person to be around, he makes science fun. He wants to be serious for just a moment, so I'm going to turn the microphone over to Bassam.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Van. Don't go away. Don't go away. Don't go away. Here we are now. Here we are now at the conclusion of this grand opening ceremony. I know you've had a good time. I know you're ready to compete and collaborate tomorrow. But before I say a few more words, I want to ask you all to once again show our appreciation to my colleague Michael Leckrone and the University of Wisconsin Band. Out loud. And I want you to know that if it were not for these two gentlemen to my right, Van Valesky and Gary Graper, none of us would be here tonight. None of us would be here tonight. If it were up to me, I would dedicate this whole 2011 tournament to them. In fact, I want to give each one of them a token of appreciation. So Van, here's a nice silvered flask for you. And Gary, here's one for you too. I will empty the contents so that there'll be no safety aspects, and I'll make sure that you get them. So once again, please thank Gary and Van for what they have done. You are a very talented group of individuals. You have a lot of talent. You can excel if you set your mind to it. You have the power to do good in the world. So be productive. Focus on what might be of interest to you. Show respect to each other, to your parents, to your teachers, to everyone in your community. Show respect to the planet that we live on. Cooperate and collaborate with each other. Share the knowledge and the wisdom that you will acquire as you become more experienced. And be friendly. Be friendly toward your fellow human beings. In life, you should do the kinds of things that you like to do. One of the most difficult things to do in life is to figure out what you want to do. I'll tell you, for me, I have been a faculty member at this university for 41 years. Professor Leckrone has been here 1 year longer than I have. This is, yes, this is a great institution. I want each one of you to make a promise. Of course, I expect each one of you to graduate from high school, but I want you to promise that you will pursue higher education so you can truly develop your talents, so you can truly become of better service to our society. I think it's very important that you recognize how talented you are, and you recognize the very nurturing environment that you have at home, in school, and in your community. Learn the difference between right and wrong. Learn the difference between right and wrong, and always try to be on the right side. Make a contribution to your community now. In the future, make a positive contribution to your community. And I ask you, in everything that you do, before you do it, to think. T-H-I-N-K. Think. Think before you act, so that you can be responsible. And so, as we come to the finale of this grand opening ceremony, I want to wish you the best in whatever you decide to do. And I want to invite you to communicate with each other and with us. And remember the promise that I extracted from you. Go to college. Make a positive contribution to your community. And always remember, no matter what you do, remember that science is fun. Thank you all very much, and congratulations to you.